Hey folks, Eric here, the Whatever Guy, because it really is whatever for me. Do you folks want to know about this Virginia hemp industry taking a major loss in a court ruling? You guys stick around, man. I'll talk to you guys about that. As you guys know me, my name is Eric. I am the Whatever Guy. I usually shoot videos a couple days a week, basically keeping you guys updated in the world Delta 8, Delta 9, Delta 10, hemp cannabis, just what's going on around. And today, man, sitting here bullshitting around talking about what's going on, obviously, in the hemp industry. As you guys know, man, we talk about this farm bill going forward, and there's been a lot of discussions about exactly what's going to happen. One of the things that I've been told, or one of the things I've been hearing is that, even though we're getting this punt until 2024 for the farm bill, that possibly is moving forward rather than trying to put restrictions on the hemp bill and spend all that time trying to do that. What they're going to do is cede that down to the states and allow the states to decide what type of products they want in their states and stuff like that. And so we move forward to a position where a lot of these states, especially the states that are legalizing recreational marijuana, are basically coming right behind it and killing these Delta 8 products. And as I've said many times on this channel, it's pretty fair for them to do that simply because, as I've said many times, if you spent millions of dollars to get licenses and bribe senators and representatives and all that other crap, you wouldn't be too happy about someone being able to go get relief down the road from anybody but them. And as it stands, what they're trying to do basically now is a lot of these big cannabis retailers and stuff and dispensaries are trying to kill us through legislation, some sort of law, some sort of banning, some sort of restriction, either at state level or federal level. And basically, they want to take it over and sell it inside their stores because there's already lawsuits out there that are claiming these big cannabis people are suing hemp producers and manufacturers because they're making more potent products than they can actually put in their medical dispensary or their recreational dispensary. As it stands, talking about that, you guys know I run a place over in Pensacola, Florida. That's actually Mark Kinney's owns that place over there. We've got our flower in that place. And this key right here, guys, represents a new location over in Cantonment, Florida. We're going to be dealing with everything THCA. You guys will be able to buy pounds of THCA or grams of THCA, THC vape, and obviously all the cool products that I like to use. So we're going to be over on Highway 29 in Cantonment. You guys run over and check us out. We're going to be that red building just down from the Mercantile. We're going to be remodeling that building for the next couple of days. And the cool thing is we're going to have cool things in here like this. Like I just took a bunch of this flower over and dropped it off at A1 Smoke Shop in Milton, Florida yesterday, and I dropped some off at Milton Tobacco Depot. And then obviously I've got this right here, man. This is London Gush Mints. This goes about 1,500 to 1,600 a pound. I've got about 4 or 5 pounds of it down there at Greenleaf Plus right now. You guys can go into Greenleaf Plus and buy this right now, or you can go to geoplusco.com and buy this. But this is 29% THCA, guys. Like this is the samples that I'm passing around the stores. Hopefully, some of these stores will pick it up around here, and we'll be able to get flood this area right here with THCA, so people don't have to go to medical dispensaries to pick up THCA. Guys, this same THCA that we're selling out of Greenleaf Plus at 1408 West 9 Mile Road in Pensacola is the same THCA flower that they're selling across the counter in a medical dispensary right down the road at True Leaf. So there it goes. Like that's basically what's going on. Like I said before, they're trying to kill us through legislation. They want to take over the market. There's proof of it right there. Like the same thing that I'm selling right here, much cheaper than they are at the medical dispensary. They've got it down there at the medical dispensary at True Leaf, right down the road on Highway 90 or West 9 Mile Road in Pensacola. So, all right. So moving forward, talking about this Virginia hemp law, this bang that they took. We're going to look over here to a article over here at cannabisbusiness.law. And guys, Rod Kite, man, is probably the premier lawyer in the country as far as hemp industry goes, as far as the cannabis industry goes. This guy has a lot of information. I actually saw this news article a couple of days ago, but I was kind of waiting. I normally don't get you guys news like right away. Normally what I'll do is I'll wait a couple of days, kind of see how things are going, kind of see how I feel. And a lot of times when I read an article, my initial feelings about that article change over the next couple of days. So a lot of times what I'll do is I won't make a video until a couple of days later. But I just want to say that this article right here, written in Cannabis Business Law, I forget the author, but either way, he's a lawyer and he's tied in with Rod Kite. And these guys are really good at what they do. So we're going to talk about what's going on in Virginia. It says on October 30th, 2023, Judge Leonie Brinkema in the United States District Court for the Eastern District of Virginia issued a memorandum opinion in the case Northern Virginia Hemp and Agriculture et al. Versus the Commonwealth of Virginia. This court issued its opinion on the plaintiff's motion for preliminary injunction, asking for an order enjoining the defendants from enforcing provisions of Virginia law that impose a limit on substances containing THC according to their concentration total or a synthetic derivative of THC instead of the concentration of delta-9 THC as defined in the Agriculture Improvement Act of 2018. They're talking about the Farm Bill. The Farm Bill is what made all these products legal, guys. So they're talking about the Farm Bill. In the state of Virginia has imposed a total THC ban in the state of Florida. So basically, what it boils, excuse me, the state of Virginia. So basically, what it boils down to is like this flower right here, this THC flower, guys. When you test it, test with obviously legal limit hemp at 0.3% delta-9 THC. However, the total THC in this right here, after it's decarboxylized, is probably about 29.15%. And that right there is what's making it illegal in the state of Virginia. What they're doing is they're taking total THC rather than just the weight of the delta-9 THC on a dry weight basis. They said the basis of this motion was to challenge a recently enacted bill which was brought in the Virginia legislature in response to children getting ill from consuming hemp products containing delta-8 THC. Lawmakers sought to curb access to such products. Specifically, the Virginia legislature wrote and passed a Senate Bill 903 in response to the growing concerns regarding delta-8 and other adulterated hemp products in the market. The changes brought about by SB 903 stipulated that hemp-derived products offered for sale in Virginia not exceed a total THC standard that assesses the combined concentration of all forms of THC. Specifically, the total THC standard requires a hemp products, industrial hemp extracts, or any other consumable substances contain a total THC concentration of no greater than 0.3% and contain either no more than 2 milligrams of total THC per package or an amount of cannabidiol that is no less than 25 times greater than the amount of total THC per package. Guys, basically what this boils down to is right here. This is even more stringent than the law, or excuse me, than the bill that was trying to be passed down in Florida. The bill that was trying to be passed down in Florida was basically 1 milligram of THC per edible item, not more than 5 milligrams of THC per package. This one here is 2 milligrams of THC per package. Now I don't know who is going to go out and buy a delta-8 1 milligram or 2 milligram gummy, especially with I think 25 times greater the amount of CBD. And I don't know if you guys know this, but CBD in and of itself counteracts what THC does in your body. So, that's like the main thing to do. Like if you're having a panic attack, take some CBD and it counteracts the delta-9 THC that is binding, that is binding to your CB1 and CB2 receptors. But having said that, this right here basically kills all hemp products in the state of Virginia. Like nobody's buying nobody's buying any hemp products to get high. Like nobody that I know, even a novice, is going to get high with 1 or 2 milligrams of delta-8 THC, because as we've said many times on this channel, delta-8 THC is about half the potency of what delta-9 THC would be. So if we're talking about 2 milligrams of delta-8 THC, basically what you're talking about is 1 milligram of delta-9, and you couldn't smoke flower with 1 milligram of delta-9 and expect to get high. You're definitely not going to eat an edible with 1 milligram of delta-9 and expect to get high. It said, in addition to the prohibition against selling these products, SB 903 also prohibits processors from selling industrial hemp or a substance containing an industrial hemp extract to a person if the processor knows or has reason to know that such person will use the industrial hemp or substance containing an industrial hemp extract in a substance that exceeds the total THC standard. So basically, now they've killed the farmers. Now they've killed every other processor in the state. Like if they killed basically from the processor all the way up to the retail guy that is selling the product in the store. Basically what they have done here is basically told them that they can't sell products to anybody that could possibly make these products in the future. And that's not even in their state. So like if you were sitting over in Virginia and you're making delta-8 distillate, or excuse me, you're making you're extracting full spectrum CBD out there, isolate out there, and you're shipping it off to another state. How are you supposed to know if they're going to make delta-8 out of it? Like, I mean, that's a subjective thing right there. Like this right here, this one paragraph right here could get a lot of those processors in the state of Virginia really fucked up. Because like how are you supposed to know what's in the other person's mind? And they're basically telling you right here that you can't sell it to someone that you know or have reason to think that they will use this industrial hemp product for delta-8 THC in the future. That's a hell of an overreach right there. I can't even believe that a federal judge allowed that to happen. One of the plaintiffs manufactures hemp products, bulk cannabinoids, and hemp fiber. Another produces and sells hemp-derived products. operating various franchises in Virginia. Another plaintiff lives in Virginia and uses hemp-derived products to treat her arthritis symptoms. All plaintiffs allege that SB 903 negatively impacts their businesses, and in the case of the individual, prevents them from accessing the products that treat their symptoms. Plaintiffs argued that SB 903 was preempted by federal law, namely the 2018 Farm Act. The first preemption argument was based on the federal and state definitions of hemp, and the second was related to the ability of Virginia hemp process to ship or transport hemp through the Commonwealth. The court found these arguments failed for several reasons. First, the language of the 2018 Farm Bill specifically states no preemption. Nothing in this subsection preempts or limits any law of a state or Indian tribe to regulate production of hemp. And it is more stringent than this subchapter. So basically what they're saying is in the 2018 Farm Bill, they've already stated in there that the states can apply more stringent laws on what's going on. The second argument that they're going to post out here, guys, is the fact that this law came into effect on July 1st, and they did not even file this paperwork until September 1st. Which during that argument or during that wait period of time, they were basically arguing that this law basically puts them in bankruptcy and causes them a lot of trouble. Because they didn't file it right away, the judge ended up siding against them. Plaintiffs also sought to challenge SB 903 by stating that its sales restrictions were preempted by the Farm Act, specifically the provisions related to processor Virginia Code. A processor shall not sell industrial hemp or a substance containing an industrial hemp extract to a person if the processor knows or has reason to know that such person will use industrial hemp or substance containing. That's the same thing that they were saying a while ago, guys. Like, this is a subjective argument right here all the way around. Like, how are you supposed to know, again, how are you supposed to know what my, if you're going to sell me full spectrum, CBD isolate, how do you know what's in my mind? Like, you could literally be, taken to jail because you sold me something and I made Delta 8 products out of it. The court reasoned, in addition to not accepting the plaintiff's arguments regarding preemption of SB 903 based on federal law, the court was unable to find irreparable injury to plaintiffs should the enforcement of SB 903 continue. As a bit of legal background, in order to issue a preliminary injunction, plaintiffs must face an injury with sufficient immediacy and reality, requiring that the threat of injury be real and immediate, not conjectural or hypothetical. The court reasoned that plaintiffs' allegations of harm were undercut by the delay with which they took filing the civil actions to enjoin the enforcement of SB 903. The court pointed out that the fact that SB 903 was passed on February 7th, 2023, signed by Governor Youngkin on March 29, 2023. The enforcement provisions of SB 903 went into effect on July 1st of 2023, and the civil action was not filed until September 1st. So basically, the law was signed on February 7th, was passed on February 7th. The governor signed it on March 29th, and what they should have done was filed that paperwork like right then, not wait until September 1st. So what they've done is allowed the court an opportunity to see that they could actually exist in their business without these products in their store. And that's way he basically filed against them. For those of you that don't understand how the temporary injunctions ruling goes, a lot of times what will happen is, especially in these states like Texas and Arkansas that we've seen in the past, what happens is that judge is going to go ahead and award that injunction based on the fact of what type of legal case they have going forward. So a lot of these states will happen here. Like, if you see them get an injunction, you can pretty much guarantee on the other side about a 75 to 80% chance that they're going to win that case down the road. These folks out here that, like Virginia, that did not get an injunction, they're behind the power curve a long ways. And I feel sorry for those guys out there. It really sucks for you guys. And I hope, in essence, the main point is that down the road with the Farm Bill, that we're pretty sure that they're going to punt these down to the states. So you guys that are in your states, man, if you're in your states and these minor cannabinoids are what you're hitting on, my suggestion to you guys is to start getting a hold of your representatives right now and listen to this in the bud before it gets as deep as it did here in Virginia. Those folks in Virginia are basically going to be bankrupt now. Who's going to buy a 2 milligram Delta 8 THC anything in the state of Virginia, or even 2% THC in a hemp flower? Like, that's like, you just wasted your time. You're smoking air, you're eating air. It's really nothing to it about it. And again, these cannabis individuals have been allowed to come in here and kill this through legislation. I promise you, in the future, you will see these products in medical dispensaries in Florida in the future. All right, folks, whatever, guys, signing off, and I'll talk to you guys later, man. Love you. See you.